Welcome. It's the Illblurmatic, Matic. It's the illest blur in the land. Welcome. It's the Illblurmatic, Welcome back to Illblurmatic. What is going on? Just thank you so much for commenting, liking, and subscribing. Let's get into today's new video. Today's new video is on the highly anticipated DC sequel that's supposed to come out later on this year, the holiday season. So let's get into this. So let's talk about it. Apparently, there's been some issues with this film, and Aquaman 2's had too many screenings, and Aquaman 2 is not looking good. So let's talk about why. Apparently screenings. Let's talk about what screenings are for people that are unaware of what a screening is. So a screening is something where you go see a movie, right? Before it physically comes out in theaters to sell in the box office, to see if the audience, the people that go watch the film, to get an idea of their opinions and their input of what they should change about the film, and what they could make the film be like kind of better in a way. And you know, screenings are not super like a lot, but it seems like Warner Brothers in DC, they're worried. They are absolutely worried about this Aquaman 2 movie. And I can understand why, because like I said before, movies, when they do sequels, they don't always do extremely well. But the obsessive screenings, they've done about a dozen. I was like, what? A dozen screenings? Not 3 screenings, not 5 screenings, not 10 to 15 screenings for a movie. A dozen. So that means everyone from the insider that the person mentioned, they've been seeing pretty much LA, I should say Los Angeles, has already seen this movie at least once. So, the other issue with this is still having problems to get people to check it out. They say, yo, it's still boring. They've changed some things about the characters and the story, and it's still not working. Oh my God. I was like, man, I don't know, man. And then the thing is, let me talk about this too, because this is also something they've already expected to happen. This is supposed to be one of the films that are gonna bomb worse than Shazam 2. Wow. I was not expecting to hear that. I was like, what? Wow. So it means that now they can't do reshoots anymore. Sad to say, they already done reshoots for Aquaman, and that couldn't even clean up the movie. I was like, wow, that's bad. Yeah, DC, Warner Brothers, I get it. You know, y'all want the film to do extremely well. That's the expectations, of course, right? But realistically, it's like there's no way to save the film. And then also the director, they said it was not really in his hands to make certain changes. So what I get from this is that it's expected to flop. It's expected to flop. Soon as it comes out in December, because we know Aquaman will probably be the last DCU from the Snyderverse. That's the thing. I'm like, wow. And I think I know exactly why Jason Momoa wasn't happy with the film. I mean, come on. Like, if you know the film is about to flop or not succeed, like, would you want your name attached to it? Ask yourself that realistically. Would you want your actual name? Like, yo, I'm starring in this movie? No, you would not want your name attached to it. Definitely disappointing to hear this. I'm not gonna lie. And the thing is, this goes to show you that sequels for superhero movies are not always a good thing. It seems like to me, you know, and I don't want to say cancel, like, yo, cancel a movie. I think DC should have maybe did a streaming thing for it. You know what I'm saying? If you guys already are projecting that this film is not going to do well, you know what I'm saying, in the theaters, the movie theaters, why don't you just throw it on the streaming service? Call it a day. See how well it does on the streaming service. I mean, come on. Like, you guys have already probably lost money anyway because you guys have already done reshoots for Aquaman 2. And that didn't even save it. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. I'm surprised James Gunn didn't like give it the chop. You know what I'm saying? Meaning get it cut. Like, it's not gonna happen. The other thing is too that I found out, and I want to say this because it's something I have not talked about. They said David Zaslav is the one getting paid for these bad superhero movies. Ooh, ouch. 30 mil? Woo. That's a lot of money. I personally think, no offense to David Zaslav, I'm sure he's done some great things, right? But I absolutely think that DC Studios should have their own separate CEO. Not talking about the co-CEOs, Peter Safran, James Gunn. I mean CEO over the co-CEOs. You get what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's disappointing. Like I said, that's why we haven't heard Jason Momoa talk about the film. Some of the other actors like William Dafoe, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's why, because they already know, excuse me, that this film is not looking good. It's definitely looking bad for it. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I definitely think the superhero genre sometimes when it comes to these movies, the sequels just don't get the appeal like the first movie. Because Aquaman 1 did extremely well for a film. I mean, I was amazed. I was like, yo, this right here, this was one of the films I'm like, yo, I was glad to see it. I saw it the first weekend it came out, not on the first day, but that weekend it came out. But you guys tell me in the comments, are you surprised that they have done a lot of screenings for Aquaman 2, meaning people go watch it and see it for themselves before it officially hits theaters? My next question is, do you think David Zaslav, the CEO of DC and also Warner Brothers Discovery, should they get a separate CEO, meaning someone over the co-CEOs? You tell me in the comments, guys. It's a blur living in the world, guys. Have a wonderful day, guys. And I'm out. Thank you for the support now.